But East Coast Throwdown has been just the American showing, and we are starting off with a big match. This is going to be something we've seen before in competitive MK11, Splash versus SONICFOX. SONICFOX, of course, bringing in that Jade and Johnny Cage combo, and Splash, the man of the hour, with that Lotus Fist, Kung Lao.
I feel like this is going to be quite the test for Splash, because he's already been able to more than make a name for himself by getting top 8 winners side. That Lotus Fist is off the chain, but going up against the likes of Fox, I think he definitely has his work cut out for him, and Fox remains the player that everyone is kind of projecting to win this tournament, but we'll see.
Well, Fox, of course, you know that they have been very active online, talking about how they believe in Jaded and, of course, outtake Johnny Cage. We also saw Showstopper used against NINJAKILLA as a counterpick to the Liu Kang, but hang on a minute, we might be seeing Devora for the first time. Yes, we are, okay. Devora versus Kung Lao. That's going to be the one to start things off here. Splash, of course, really one of the masters of the Lotus Fist so far. You know, quite an unorthodox style of Kung Lao that is getting more and more effective as we see the game go on. And, I mean, what a performance he's had so far. Just this weekend alone, he has just had so many big names just taken down in front of him.
We did see Fox put in more than enough work at Celtic Throwdown with this Devora. That's where they sort of first disputed it, but this is going to be our first matchup. Splash versus SONICFOX winner's side. Kung Lao and Devora, this is a very strange matchup indeed. Immediately in with the orbiting hat for the plus frames, but now Fox fighting back with a safe over positive.
Well, of course, best of 5 territory now, so our players going to have that extra breathing room to go with. SONICFOX, Buzz, Devora. Haven't seen this so far this weekend, but if there's one person that can make this very tricky variation work, it's going to be Fox.
Going in with the low immediately, but now Splash fighting back, he's the orbiting hat. Taking the minus frames of the puddle, actually getting a jump 3, but not too much for it, enforcing the forward 4, and the orbiting hat immediately challenged. Not as minus as it used to be, but still minus.
Oh, decent start for Splash. He has a life lead. This is a back throw, though, so the Oki is going to be there should Fox want it. Going to try, but not quite in range. Splash. Okay, reversal, though. Escape failed for Kung Lao. That's big news.
But the forward throw is what I think is the more unpredictable grab for Kung Lao, right? Because the reverse one's the one you can loop, and the forward one is not. You're so used to Kung Lao players going for the reverse, the forward one's kind of hard to predict. Delays the anti-air, a bit hesitant to go for it. Both players with fatal blow. Splash freezing up a little bit, and Fox
so this
in
is
the driver's seat.
Splash is being so patient. He doesn't want to commit. Oh, moment! He decides to press a button. It's a reversal throw, and Fox straight in with a fatal blow. That was disrespectful. You want to block me for 10 seconds? I'm just going to super your ass.
If there's one thing that Fox has in, I think, droves, it's just this sixth sense for when you're going to press a button. We see them get so many fatal blows in that counter poke scenario, pretty much more than anyone else.
Oh, hang on a minute, though. Splash going for 2 orbiting hats back to back. Look at that bar just completely gone. Oh, preemptive uppercut. They can afford to take that kind of risk when you've got the little bugs covering you. Okay, now this is dangerous for Splash. That bar is regenerating slowly. Okay, jump kick out of the corner. Big combo incoming. Oh, okay.
Up, yep, amplify the delayed dive kick to kind of maximize the Oki, but the crushing blow immediately to steal any chance of a comeback there with punish. Crispy stuff, and the 1-2 is going to do it. The grab reset, more pressure incoming. Okay, that fatal blow was just, get the hell off me.
Yeah, Splash, he found a gap in the offense. He found a hole in the armor. Gonna take it with the fatal blow. This will not give him the life lead, but by God, it gives him the breathing room that he needs. Okay, orbiting hat is in deck.
Oh, I love it. I love the instant dive kick because there's no doubt Fox wasn't, you know, was ready for it, but no anti-air, down forward 2. Get out of my airspace. And that's dead right there.
Infested for the win. Fox is going to find that just last-minute anti-air. One of Loki, the best anti-airs in the game. And it's just a special move. Crushing blow added to it. It's a counter hit, which it will be if it anti-airs. And Fox well aware, and Splash was just so close to being able to bring that round back, but not going to happen. Fox completely stunts the comeback before it has a chance to be finished. Now, a little bit of time being spent here from Splash.
I actually really love the Devora pick, though, because Kung Lao's jump 3, pretty hard to anti-air. You have a dive kick on top of it, but I feel like Devora's down forward too.
Oh, no,
may
absolutely.
even, in some ways, be kind of like a one-size-fits-all anti-air.
Invested for 1,000% anti-air that cleanly. But also, if you have the bugs out and they're going to cover you, it's kind of hard for Kung Lao to get his game started anyway. And here's the setup. You'll notice Buzz does very little damage, but non-stop damage almost, right? That's the whole point. It's little hits here and there, and before you know it, your life bar's gone. Confirm on the orbiting hat. Splash gets a big hit here, knockdown time.
Using that forward 1-2 for its knockdown. down frames. He's going to take a turn, going in with the grab this time, the forward throw. Not as bad now, the back's to the wall. Throw escape there, wonderful stuff from Fox. Is going to block the forward 4, cancel into orbiting hat. More patience coming out, and there's that forward 1-2, trying to deny somewhat of a turn. And the duck should be a full combo. No, can't amplify the spin, actually.
No, yeah, he didn't have the bar, decided to keep it safe by not going for the spin before. It is unsafe if you go for it without the bar. Okay, SONICFOX going to get another grab. Splash still in the lead, but as long as that fatal blow is there, not for long.
Some of those conversions are going to be a bit funky with Lotus Fist Kung Lao. You spend so much resources on orbiting hat, you finally land a 1-2-1 or something similar. You actually don't have the bar to go for the amplified spin, so you cut your damage short, or you've got to go for a straight hat, which isn't ideal.
Oh, hang on!
Oh no!
On the jump in from downtown, SONICFOX finds the magic moment. Fatal blow confirmed instantly. This actually might kill. Jumping into a string. No, not quite, not quite. Just short.
Damn close. Fatal blows in deck for Splash. The teleport. Oh, the bugs! The denial of the bugs, and so smart for Fox to establish that.
Oh, this game's got assists.
Round 2.
Apparently
Told me
so.
that.
Apparently so. It's a new patch, mate.
Oh,
anti-air again, but no counter
jump.
hit.
No, no, that was really smart from Splash. Splash recognized he was going to get anti-air, so he decided to do nothing in the air. Not get hit by that crushing blow, take the damage as little as it can be.
Yeah, that crushing blow only triggers if it's a counter hit, right? So if you acknowledge you're going to get anti-air and the empty jump, you deny a huge source of damage coming out.
Okay,
the danger is it's still locked and loaded.
The weird and wacky keep away game that Buzz can give, though, not quite as you'd expect it to be, but look how much of a pain in the backside this can be.
But this character pick was so smart for Fox because they're just aware of the mobility of Kung Lao, and it's one of his greatest strengths. Devora's buttons just shut that down completely. This was a great pick. And he crossed up.
Wow! Deep anti-air uppercut.
Overhead. Just on the noggin right there. No hat's going to save you. Right in the chin. 2-0, and that's a dominant
Didn't
performance.
even need the crushing blow damage from the uppercut. Would have done it before, but
This is why playing multiple characters is such a dangerous threat, and you know Fox has the biggest team of anyone out there, I think. For this reason, you can fight any character in the game.
I would argue that KOMBAT probably has the most characters ready to use.
Used in a tournament setting, though.
But Fox has always been a player like that, though. The kind of player that will have as many tricks up their sleeve as they can for this kind of situation. If there is a problem character, or you think, I have a straight-up answer or a counter to this character, I mean, that's when you go to it, right? This is the first time we've seen Devora all weekend, and it's no stranger that it's a matchup like this that's being played in such a way. It's so important for Kung Lao to be able to use that amazing jump kick to just cover so much distance, but you can't jump kick against Devora. That anti-air is too good.
A very tall order if you Splash. You gotta. There's no other option now but to take 3 games in a row versus the current best player in the world. That's quite a tall mountain to climb. But Splash.
Oh, there's the escape failed,
to it so far. Yep.
Crushing blow throw is already there. Getting that this early is important. So like Fox is going to know how to defend against that properly, and there's the punish. Hit confirm. Swaggy stuff coming out. Ends it early, wants to go for the setup, but Fox immediately with a wake-up uppercut.
I also think definitely concerned about the breakaway when the spin comes out. That's one thing that we always see with Kung Lao players. They get punished trying to spin, and if they've got breakaway, you got to kind of second-guess that a few times. But the full screen belongs to Fox once more. Here come the bugs, and the slightly weird keep away. Tries to anti-cross up. That's going to whiff. A clean punish. And once more, yeah, there's the down 2. Just so nervous of the breakaway, but Fox that next level ahead.
We actually saw Splash try to convert off of that uppercut. He tried to go for a down one. I think there might be some kind of like weird optimal stuff there that we may have seen, but unfortunate drop. The fatal blow, not enough to kill, but there's no defensive bar. This is going to be hard to advance on. Cannot take any chip, less than 1% of life. Oh, look at that little bug! It's so close! Oh, it's gonna catch him.
Get off me. SONICFOX, they're 1 round away. We're moving into the winners finals for another time. I mean, I think I've seen this one before, right?
I mean, Fox definitely one of the favorites to win. Fox, NINJAKILLA, Dragon. There are some big names in this top 8, and Fox is absolutely one of the favorites. Oh, and there's the grab. 200 damage off the table just like that. Okay, the grab.
My word, full combo is going to come now. The jump 3 is going to scale, but at this point, that's the whole point, right? This variation just chunks damage on damage. It's not about big hits. It's going to constantly add up. Okay, full combo now from Splash. Better than nothing, but so much work left to do here.
Oh, counter
another catch on the forward 1.
Fox going for his wake-up button. Splash. Caught it out. And there's the delay, the grab, expecting the last hit of the string.
You're so concerned about the plus frames.
Oh,
Hail Mary. Game over. The pause. One way to finish the set, I suppose.
Unpause the game.
Never mind. The game's over.
Never mind.
GG.
Okay.
Round of applause. Round of applause for that.
That's going to be it. 3-0 to SONICFOX in this top 8 to start things off in dominant fashion. Splash isn't going to be happy with that. He has had this incredible journey this weekend. Definitely not over. Of course, still the lower bracket is still there, but Of course, Fox now winners finals for another time. I mean, how many more times are we going to see this? You know, Fox just goes from strength to strength.
They're the world champ for a reason, you know, and there's just nothing else you can really say about it. So we'll be seeing them winners finals. We have another player to try and determine who's going to be there, though, which is going to be up next. We have a player such as Dragon, who I think is eternally looking for the Fox run back. And how many times has Dragon...
It's kind of like the running... I don't want to say a running joke, because it's not a joke,
It's
right?
the story,
It's the running story of Dragon kind of being forever second place in MK11 right now. Hasn't quite had that huge first place finish, but more than Dragon's fair share of second place. Now, I know someone like Dragon has established himself as like #2 in the world right now, right? In the pro competition points leaderboard, more than confirmed for the finals. Doesn't have to worry about it, but still looking to travel, still looking to compete because he's hungry for that major win. Despite the countless pro competition top 8 appearances that Dragon has yet to get a first place victory. But of course, we can talk about Dragon till the cows come home, but BURRITO Voorhees really is the big question mark in this top 8 so far, right? Many of you guys would have seen him on and off through various tournaments over the years. BURRITO Voorhees has been competing for a very long time, but started at a very young age.
And for that reason, formerly known as Forever King Jr., you know, that was BURRITO Voorhees' original gamer tag, and that was the name you'd see around the MKX
long
days.
outgrew that need of a name, and has absolutely given his own stamp of uniqueness to the scene.
This has been his breakout performance, though. You know, he had to get through Video Game Show first, and then after that had to defeat Deoxys in another close match, but all the way rocking that new era Geras, a variation he's been using since the very beginning. He was rocking it at Combo Breaker, and he's rocking it now. But BURRITO Voorhees, he loves playing those grappler characters, but with an extra spice on top. It's not just a command grab he looks for, it's variety. You know, it was Swamp Thing in Injustice. It's now going to be, it was Ferrator in MKX. And in this game, it's going to be New Era, not just because of command grab, but because of the spike. You know, the sand spike and the setups that come with it. Not even counting in the reverse time of the normals too. Like, this guy's a lab monster. He lives and breathes tech.
And Geras being one of only 2 characters in the game right now to have a universal command grab, of course, the other one being the Terminator. Not currently tournament legal. Yeah, there is a 30-day ban.
Soon, TM.
There is a 30-day ban on DLC characters, and Terminator is still too new for that. But we are going to be seeing third variations as well. We'll be seeing some of those in the lower bracket for sure. But at the moment, I imagine it'll be spring cleaning Cetrion and the new era for Geras from BURRITO Voorhees. But BURRITO Voorhees, not normally one that I would say is a favorite to win this particular matchup. Like, I kind of think Dragon's success and kind of experience at this level of play is kind of would definitely trounce what BURRITO Voorhees has experienced. But with how BURRITO Voorhees has been playing this weekend, I don't know if I can say that. I think genuinely with the level of competition that he has taken down with just this one character, this one variation, an absolute mastery of it, right? There has never been a new era that has been this effective in tournament. This is pro competition. We are late in the season. And to be able to still come out of the woodwork with this kind of character now, that's impressive in its own right.
I'm looking at the matchup though, and with New Era, you gain up-close tick grabs and a lot of pressure up close as well. But you get zoned out a lot more than Infinite Warden, and that is going to be potentially quite a problem in this matchup. BURRITO Voorhees is a very patient player, but I definitely think that Cetrion will almost automatically have an edge in this kind of situation.
Maybe. You do still have the tracking sand trap, not quite as good as it is in Infinite Warden. You don't quite get the Oki options, but you still can have the ability to contest. Decent damage for what it is. And obviously the spike too for counter zoning.
But we'll see how much of a payout that's going to be. I'm looking at startup times, the fact that Cetrion's a lot more airborne, but here we go. Set number 2, winner's side, top 8. Dragon and BURRITO Voorhees. Who's going to take this one?
Oh, the read! Wow, okay, that's huge. The forward 2 tick grab into the Titan tackle is one of the best tick grabs in the game. For Dragon to immediately read it the first time with the neutral jump, that is a huge statement to make.
I feel like Dragon has the greatest throw reads of any player in the world.
Absolutely.
I just feel like it's
not
impossible.
even close.
Down 2. We should be able to pick this up.
Oh.
Nice optimization. Get over there.
That is just running her straight to the corner. That's what you want the Geras command grab for. And already Dragon back to the wall, goes to the teleport, tries to get out. Crucial to get out of that mix-up game.
But BURRITO wasn't going to overextend there because he knows that, look, if Cetrion's back to the wall, they're going to teleport. It's something you just have to respect. But now the clip, it's not about damage for Cetrion here. It's very much about just positioning afterwards. But establishing some corner pressure, goes in for the forward 2-1, but doesn't dedicate thanks to the airborne. Doesn't get punished. But we'll see how this works out now. Nice grab.
BURRITO back to the wall. Dragon trying to lay on the pressure thick now. Oh, counter hit. I wonder if he tries to press a button in between.
I feel like that was a flawless block attempt. I really do. But that's going to be round number 1. Not a lot of keep away there, just Dragon trying to keep his life lead and kind of lay that pressure on.
The thing is, like, Cetrion does get a reputation for being a highly distance-based character, which he is, but I feel like the optimal way of playing her is the Dragon style that's almost like a hybrid, right? You see him do it all the time, and for good reason. His footsies, of course, being some of the best in the scene.
And Cetrion has buttons that belong to the really strong mid-range and in some ways rushdown characters. You know, she's not particularly unsafe, especially if you play her correctly.
Oh, long-range grab, though, catching the block.
The benefit of those grabs, sending characters far away. In this kind of matchup, sending New Era as far away as possible when you have the life lead. Only ever going to be the gift that keeps on giving. Goes in for natural barrier because it's much more safe to go for that if you read a breakaway than Geyser, for sure.
Oh, the knowledge of the punish into the Geyser again for a combo. Dragon has just been one step ahead this entire game.
You can tell my man labbed this matchup, that's for sure. Looking to take this game 1 extremely convincingly. Titan tackle from out of nowhere, though. But it's more about positioning. Teleport already used.
Teleport.
Oh no, could have been so much more. The Dragon trying to stay nice and safe. Wonderful tech. Needs a few more of those to tackle again. No crushing blow because not quite close enough for the distance.
Or grab, of course, doing more damage in the corner as well due to the wall. Oh no! The body splash completely missed. Dragon tries to pick it up. Oh, catching him jumping again. You see BURRITO, he doesn't want to extend too much at all, but he has to be so careful.
Especially now. He has to watch out, put himself minus. There's the gauntlet, and he tries to counter poke. And this might be all she wrote, especially with the time that's left. We don't have time unless we get one magic hit. Nah, that's it. Game over, and game number 1 for Dragon. Cetrion is a timeout queen in this game.
It's quite fitting how Dragon's first game on stream was a timeout as well. You know, you kind of called it before about how you assume that New Era, not quite having the same threat with like Sand Trap and things like that, might be prone to getting zoned out a little bit more, and then it leads straight into a timeout. You know, I think that really is what we're seeing here. Oh wow, that was just a straight up jump in. Every day you see that work with a jumping punch from Cetrion like that. And another big read, and that's the huge thing right there. Command grabs in this game are high risk, high reward. If you hit the command grab, that's big damage, that's Oki, that's all the good stuff. But there's so many options like this. It's a jump kick, and if you're a character that can pick up a combo, very dangerous to go for.
Trying a strong armor turn there with the down 1, Dragon wise to it. Reversal throw counter, BURRITO pressing some buttons there. But that's the dangerous thing about Cetrion. You always expect it to back up, and that's why a counter hit happens. Dragon just with a forward dash into the mid, and here we go. Wonderful damage in the corner and positioning. I feel like Dragon never takes risks, and that's what makes him so hard to crack into, except for when he reads the grab.
But at the same time, his defense is very hard to throw him. Obviously, these tick grab attempts with the command grab, it's almost 10 out of 10. And another round going to Dragon, just again, dominant fashion. BURRITO really needs to find some way to it's hard to say, because at the end of the day, it is a mix-up game, right? Like, maybe it's more use of the spike to kind of go for the counter zoning, but a lot of Dragon's game is airborne, where the spike might not hit. Okay, it's a big combo. Dragon has been able to teleport out of the corner pretty consistently, unfortunately.
But that's one of the dangers of the matchup, is that New Era really wants you in the corner, and Cetrion's a character that never has to be cornered. It's going to be something that BURRITO, he's more than aware of it, for sure, but definitely doesn't make the matchup easier, just because you know it's a problem.
Again, there's a hit confirm again. BURRITO BORHES, does he break away? Choosing not to. Not the highest damaging character in the game outside of big crushing blows. Perhaps that's what BURRITO is waiting for.
And the potential of having some of those wake-up options makes a big difference. Flawless block as well. 1-1 temporal advantage. Another launch, and looked like somewhat of a potential reset attempt there with the down 1. Not really sure what that was about.
Something tricky.
Okay.
Yeah, Dragon again. There's the breakaway gone. Now one more hit. Again, there we go. Dragon tried to jump out of the grab this time. BURRITO BORHES paying off.
A little bit more of that comes from, though. There's the reverse time and another tick grab. Massive risk, but one worth taking. I mean, if he had a crushing blow down too, he has breakaway. Let's just take it to try and win the round. Dragon, not a huge matter of defensive bar.
I mean, only one bar, so the teleport is a threat.
Oh, the read!
Gets caught, the hammers.
Looking for it.
Nice.
Oh, Lord!
Ooh, Dragon tried to catch him on the way in, but BURRITO one step ahead.
2, let's go. The setup. Oh my word!
That was tricky.
That's why BURRITO BORHES is a lab monster. Overcommits to the forward 2 though, and he's gonna pay the price for that. Doesn't go for the breakaway until the last second, trying to minimize some of the damage at the very beginning. Oh, counter hit, Dragon caught pressing. Here comes the trap. Once more, some setup. What's it gonna be?
Oh, gets caught on the way up. Breakaway forced out into the grab it a little bit too early.
No defensive bar.
Blow comes through. This is a big damage.
The drop!
Drops it though.
That could have been the win right there. Not ready. Hesitant on the anti-air. Counter hit, but nothing significant. Oh no! The confirmative veil blow! That's going to do so much damage and give Dragon a wonderful position. BURRITO, he cannot let this win escape. If he loses this now, I think it might be a 3-0.
This is make or break. Off the back of how BURRITO has been playing, he can't afford to lose this game. Oh, and he will. Moves too early, doesn't scout out. The Hell's Wrath Amplifier unfortunately goes down 2-0.
Oh, the beginning of the end.
But that could have been the start of something beautiful.
But it came from a whiffed Titan tackle, just slightly mistiming it, I think. He literally did it a little bit too early.
Command grabs, I said, high risk, high reward for exact reasons like that. The comeback started off of command grabs, but it's also the reason it didn't work out. You have to take the good with the bad.
Dragon's just going to back up and use those natural barriers because they're active for so long. If a character like Gyrus wants to run in and throw out those mids, he constantly runs the risk of just walking into it. All right, combo drop, somewhat of a sign of life, but yeah, all it really did was just cause another combo and force out those resources.
These flawless blocks of BURRITO have been sublime though, but it's just not accomplishing enough as Dragon finds another hit. Big damage coming through. Oh, corner. Quick stand too. Oh, and the whiff punish immediately. Dragon catching every single button that BURRITO is pressing, and that was a clean round. Looking like we might see a 3-0 sweep again. Winner's side, 6 games in a row.
Dragon can taste that run back versus SONICFOX.
I mean, both of them are hungry for this win. You can tell. Dragon especially does not want to get another second place.
Once more, BURRITO hesitant on the anti-air another time. I think sometimes, if you know a jump three's coming, if you're hesitant, you just have to hold it. You know, why risk taking damage on an anti-air that's going to get stuffed, especially when your back's to the wall, but BURRITO for he's now.
Oh, wow, that pickup was so good, but the punish comes through. Crushing blow, break that knee, she'll be fine, don't worry about it. BURRITO need that kind of hit, though. Even things out. Oh, down one, just get rid of it.
Not again!
Another one, the command grab.
You hate to see a tick throw come out on hit and then the grab whiffs and you get punished. I mean, there's no way you can confirm a tick grab.
It's a read, it's a read. You think they're going to block the down one, you tick, and another hit. Dragon, in dominating fashion, is going to be taking the set 3-0 again. Props to BURRITO Voorhees for, again, that second game was so close, but no cigar is the story of the day. BURRITO drops down to loser's bracket, which means that for another time this year, our winners finals is going to be SONICFOX versus Dragon. And I find that really surprising, considering the fact that how unpredictable this weekend has been. Considering so many results, there have been upset after upset from different pools here and there and everywhere. But for our winners finals to still be SONICFOX versus Dragon, I think is a true sign to the consistency of these players.
I mean, for me, it's just a sign how dominant the two of them have been all year. You know, Fox is the champ, Dragon being currently forever the second place, but every single major rolls around, he's looking to correct that. I mean, it's almost fitting. These are the two best players in the world by point standings. Speaking of which, though, another player stepped up to the plate that I just saw on the player cam, NINJAKILLA. And this player has been quite a talking point throughout the course of the year. For those that, you know, have either been living under a rock or are new to Mortal Kombat esports, NINJAKILLA, the online god at the later stage of Mortal Kombat X, was quite literally destroying every player he came across with the greatest display of Liu Kang we'd pretty much ever seen. An execution master at such a young age, went into MK11 with a lot of expectations and more than lived up to them.
Of course, recently picked up by CGL, so looking to keep that going with the new sponsorship to be able to get out of. You know, of course, NINJAKILLA is still a young guy, so that kind of that kind of support really is what you need to be able to kind of make it work. But up against a bit of a crowd favorite, Coach Steve in the house and loser's side top 8 here. Actually had to fight NINJAKILLA in winner's side on his way through and almost had it. It just came down to one of the games was an execution error on a combo that Coach Steve immediately was just like, yep, drop the combo. You know, I know better. I shouldn't have done that. Let's make sure we don't do it next time. And clawed his way back through the loser's bracket to get here for the run back in top 8.
But Coach Steve is absolutely a crowd favorite, a hometown hero. This is the East Coast, come on. Of course, he's going to have the backing of the crowd, but I feel like he's got one hell of an opponent in NINJAKILLA. NINJAKILLA has won a pro competition event. DreamHack went to him and
in dominating fashion.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That was a one-sided showing.
With SONICFOX in attendance, that's what made it so surprising to all of us. And
but I
actually put NINJAKILLA on the map and then some.
But that's no doubt why I think a lot of people will be expecting, or not even expecting, but just hoping at least to see NINJAKILLA take this so he can eventually get his run back. Because the reason NINJAKILLA is in loser's side top 8 is because he, again, lost in dominating fashion to SONICFOX in winner's side. You know, we saw the Johnny Cage picked, which was pretty much picked up like specifically to counter Liu Kang. It's one of those matchups that is becoming quickly regarded to be a bad matchup for the character. But NINJAKILLA is a true master of Liu Kang, right? There is no denying it at this point. His knowledge of the character is almost unrivaled. But Coach Steve has consistently played well. Every time we've seen Coach Steve come up against NINJAKILLA, it has been a good set. Even earlier on in this tournament, right? It came down to an execution error on Steve's part, and You know, he's no stranger to that kind of kind of thing, right? Likes high execution games, high execution characters. Jackie's the one for him, and here we go. Run back begins now.
We'll see who's going to come off better this time, whether NINJAKILLA's going to maintain that performance against Coach Steve, or if he's going to get the run back when it really counts here in top 8. But that Jackie pick instantly confirming into a dash punch. Relatively even right now, but the forward four is going to do what it does best, which is crush those low pokes.
NINJAKILLA building up those crushing blows for the bicycle kick. Hit 3 amplified versions, and there you go. The next one's going to be lethal. Earlier you can build that up, the better.
Back-to-back down ones, knows that he's going to go over for a high, and he does. The flawless block up 3. Many people that face off against NINJAKILLA say they feel like he's playing a meta different to everyone else. His flawless blocks are like, this game's been out for 3 years or something.
Still though, Coach Steve finds the back throw. Oh, and an immediate reversal grab going from NINJAKILLA. Not going to take it, but this is viable territory now. Shipping one piece at a time. Oh, the jump from Coach Steve, a little bit too preemptive, and NINJAKILLA will slowly take that one.
It's just the way NINJAKILLA approaches this game. Everything seems disgustingly optimal. When to throw a fireball, when to go for it. But he throws out some of the weirdest buttons that you'd never think, because it just so happens to be the perfect button to use for the occasion. And it's going to lead to big damage. Coach Steve now getting a dash punch, but going to have a lot of work to do here, chipping away at that life bar. NINJAKILLA sitting on the life lead again, throwing those fireballs, but flawless blocks from Steve. Ready to react. And the interruption! Expects the up, and it is going to come. And oh, wake up buttons. NINJAKILLA acknowledging that maybe he can squeeze in between the lines there.
Now there, that crushing blow throw now off the cards. The throw tech from Coach Steve is good, plus frames. Respect, it goes into the 1-2. You see the matchup knowledge though, Coach Steve playing Jackie.
Brave stuff there from Coach Steve. Interrupted that in full forward 4 string before, but the up 2 again. Full combo and massive damage. Coach Steve now on a bit of a lifeline. Can definitely make it happen thanks to Fatal Blow, but can't get opened up one more time. Has to watch out for the jumps. Finally hesitates on a grab. That crushing blow wasn't even necessary, to be honest, with the health that was left. NINJAKILLA just making the right read, and the right read seems to be something he's pretty damn good at, Mustard.
I mean, that's the kind of game that you see NINJAKILLA do a lot, right? Everything was seemingly the right decision. Every fireball, every decision to go for the grab, trip guards, the whole shebang, right? It was just a very clean game. Oh, the punish though, Coach Steve. Not letting him get away with that one.
Yep, it does make things a little bit more tricky going in for the low fireball amp. You can neutral crouch the high at the very end, so matchup knowledge, not easy to do in a tournament setting, but Coach Steve having a much better round number 1. NINJAKILLA fighting back with the mid. And the grab, the throw escape. Coach Steve aware, but clipped by a poke. Has to take a turn. The stagger, he's going to get beat out there by a down 1. The reversal grabs coming out. NINJAKILLA, gets confirmed.
Buttons, that's going to be 2 spent. Yep, that's escape failed. And 1 bar away from getting the bicycle kick. These crushing blows are getting more dangerous. Oh, the walk back again, NINJAKILLA. The slight walk back to be able to anti-air so easily.
Uh-oh. And
that's death, that's death.
That's why the crushing blows, the moment, Liu Kang can sometimes be in many ways a win condition character. The moment he builds towards those crushing blows, you're fighting an entirely different character. If he gets crushing blows on the grabs, locks, and then he has the bicycle kicks, every time he touches you, you bet it's going to hurt. And now the next time NINJAKILLA opens up Steve and he goes in for the bicycle kick, it's a flat 35.
That's another escape fail too. There are 2 crushing blows ready. The immediate throw tech. Break the leg.
The leg a lot more tricky, obviously using the crushing blow against it, but another up 2! Does he spend it? No, not last minute.
That was all the bar that NINJAKILLA had as well. He was so confident.
That one again. That's my turn to press.
Oh, the stance, the watch down, Steve. Trying to press too many buttons here. He has that fatal blow, but that's a lot of health for NINJAKILLA to get rid of.
Steve is very mindful that right now he can afford to take a throw. Even now, up until the little bit of chip damage is coming through, he's going to worry about that bicycle kick though. Like, it doesn't even matter now, he's so weak. And that amp fireball just made it go from bad to worse. Looking real good for NINJAKILLA right now. And the dash punch. I mean, better than trying something in that situation. I mean, you have to make something happen when you're chippable away from death. You kind of have to go big or go home in that situation. But NINJAKILLA 2-0 up. Looking to take this maybe 3-0.
That's not the first time we've seen in this set so far, though, where Coach Steve is going for those kind of preemptive jump-ins from a distance, because he doesn't want to deal with the chip damage on the low fireball. But NINJAKILLA, he has no reason to. He's not just constantly throwing them on recovery, right? Oh, okay. Coach Steve getting something here. The big problem is Coach Steve, I feel like he's losing the life lead very quickly in like every game, and is constantly having to play catch-up. And having to run after Liu Kang. Oh, big interruption again. It's so dangerous.
But
oh no, a combo drop!
And I feel like NINJAKILLA was specifically waiting to see if Coach Steve dropped the combo before dedicating to the breakaway. We do see that with Jackie quite a lot, especially with that link. In some ways, it's not as easy as it looks, and it is going to lose a lot of momentum. Coach Steve loses out on the damage. Now he's full screen. Now he's got to cover all that distance again. This is likely going to be another round for NINJAKILLA. However,
hang on
can't count him out.
And another one of those before. Coach Steve jumping from a distance, trying to get over a fireball, but NINJAKILLA not throwing them. You know, Steve is looking for options that NINJAKILLA has not really been going to so many times. Oh, big block. This should be a huge punish. Breakaway's there. Will he use it? Yes, he will.
Oh, the wake up 1, 2, 3. I mean, Liu Kang players, they just get a knack for when someone's either miss their meaty or go for something that wake up button will beat. I mean, we do see it pretty regularly with this character. Arm snap.
Nice, yeah, that does set up the crushing blow for the leg break now, though. Oh, big jump kick, NINJAKILLA.
Definitely, I think the crushing blow on that tech is going to create an interesting mind game. It always does with first round KO. The leg break will trigger the crushing blow, but is that always going to be the option up?
How does this work every time?
Because he just has this next level sense. That's why I said at the very start of the set where it feels like he's playing a different meta to most players because his flawless blocks are so good.
That's a counter hit though, there's no breakaway here.
No drop.
That's probably going to be hit, yep.
Oh yeah.
The end of big and there we go, Coach Steve gets a round on the board. Crucial timing as well to be able to stop this 3-0 before it can be completed. Okay.
Oh, gets clipped by the mid though, so that's the start of potential disaster.
Oh no, good throw tech. Coach Steve, he is backed against the wall but not playing like it. He is still playing so clean.
I confirm once more, grease kick. Full combo in the breakaway used. NINJAKILLA playing no games but catching another wake up. 1, 2, 3 from the forward 4 mix up. Eats it down 1. And the delay, hang on, he challenges it. Coach Steve, unbreakable now. Here we go. Does he save crushing blow? We'll put him towards the corner.
Yes,
yeah, off the
he
corner.
Has to use the suplex. Yes.
Oh no!
Preemptive dash punch into the counter hit. NINJAKILLA taking so much damage out of nowhere.
He's given him the fatal blow though. Coach Steve lands 1 hit. He was looking for it, but no! Walks into a fireball and walks into one more. You really, you can tell he had the fatal blow in his sights. That was going to be, look, I'm going to get a ground and confirm. I'm going to try and fatal blow, unbreakable, take the game. But yeah, that whiff dash punch was just disastrous. That was so unfortunate for him. But shout out to Coach Steve for getting as far as he did. Unfortunate to see him go, but NINJAKILLA, I mean, he's one of the best in the world right now.
No, so top 8 is a really good showing for Coach Steve. You know, he's been hungry for a top 8 all-pro competition. He's been to so many events and he gets close, but it's just never close enough, right? And this weekend was a really good. He has some real, big opponents on the way to this as well. So you should definitely be happy with that. But NINJAKILLA, of course, I will say, one of the favorites to probably win this tournament for a lot of, got a lot of supporters out there. I'm sure there's you NINJAKILLA fans either in the crowd or
they're
in the chat.
You know they're in chat.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Guaranteed.
Looking for him to do well, of course, in top 8 on this loser side. So he does have his work cut out for him. But winning his first game is a good way to show that he is here to make a statement, maybe win his second pro competition event. But moving into our final game of the first round of top 8, we have something that I've personally been extremely excited to watch. We have Nobles KOMBAT versus ISG Hey George. Now, this is going to be, if the weekend has been anything to go by, a Variation 3 showdown. Variation 3 is, of course, every character in the game now has a third variation over the last couple of weeks. That it's relatively new to the patch. And both KOMBAT and Hey George have been rinsing the third variations. Hey George, of course, Arctic Anarchy Frost has been the star player. And KOMBAT with that Eternal Gyros. So really mainly for Hey George.
But it's been a day of V3 for KOMBAT in the entire tournament because it's not just
solely to Shang Tsung.
Exactly. It's not just Eternal Gyros. It's been solely to Shang Tsung, the variation which included all 4 morphs in one character. That was one of the changes. Plays Outtake Johnny Cage, another one of the characters that he rocks. Obviously, shout outs to Roadrunner Records, the sponsor for East Coast Throwdown, and, understandably, the sponsor for the entire bloody pro competition. It's been a wonderful tournament so far, and ECT has been quite a place for Mortal Kombat. Yeah,
so
it has.
We've pretty much only seen 3 zeros in the top 8 so far, but trust me, that's not a representation for wait a minute, how the weekend has gone. Shang Tsung is here in third variation, most likely, if it's KOMBAT. Soul Eater, you were saying before, this is such an interesting variation. Provided this isn't just a button check.
Oh, it might be a button check.
Might be, you know what, let's reserve our hype, because it might just be a button check.
Oh, he's
KOMBAT might just be trolling us.
He better not be. Oh, they're definitely
okay, so never mind, maybe not.
Oh, maybe. He has used this, he used it against Biohazard.
He has.
So we did
okay, no, they didn't pick the tournament stage. This might actually be the pick.
Oh.
So, of course, solely to Shang Tsung, the whole point of this variation is they added a new move, which is a 3-slot move, so it's the entire variation. gets rid of the Soul Steal, the Corpse Drop, you know, the Hellfire.
Oh, that's a handshake.
Yeah,
that's
Shang
it. Tsung.
You only keep the straight skull, but you get all of the ninja morphing moves. This is a chameleon variation, if ever I've seen it.
The chameleon fan in me is very happy to see it. My second favorite Mortal Kombat character of all time. Shouts to Mortal Kombat Trilogy. But I mean, fundamentally, the moves you get are the Shake, which absorbs projectiles, important versus Frost perhaps, the launch of the Ermac Lift, the Super Kick from Rain, and the Reptile Slide. There's a lot of crushing blows in this variation too. Not all of them are super practical. They can happen though.
But on the other end, Arctic Anarchy Frost, you have that amazing neutral with the drill, you have the dive bomb, and if you want the core overload for some shenanigans, Hey George knows a thing or two about that.
Against Deoxys, setting up the trap in the set play.
There it is.
Immediately catching the launch though. Hey George, starting things off strong. Doesn't confirm into the amp, maybe because it was airborne potentially. And the fast back one. Frost, such a dangerous character in this version of the game.
Now this is actually a big thing in the matchup. So Frost's down 3, that crouching kick, one of the absolute best anti-airs in the game. However, Shang Tsung's jump kick does tend to beat it a lot of the time. There it is, max range. Reptile Slide. The plus frames, that big boot.
Going in for those back 3 mix-ups. Anti-air though drops from Hey George. No anti-cross-up attempt. A bit too far away for the drills to connect. Those drills can really add up. Tries to whiff punish, a little bit too slow on the uptake. Down 4 to enforce some turn. And here is the super kick mix-up. You're not really going to see him in some combos. That will belong to the Ermac lift. But up close, if you get caught by the super kick, high-level players can confirm it on hit into the amp launch.
KOMBAT, it's a little bit of health back here. The corner pressure is his. Good throw tech.
Oh, that must have been an instant dive bomb attempt. I can only assume. Tries to anti-cross up, down 3, but it's just a 1-1-2. No chance to confirm yet. Another throw tech. What's George going to do to fight back? He has got Fatal Blow. One grounded confirm and it's over. That's why KOMBAT isn't going to bite yet. Super content to take this. Oh, potential. Oh. No tech.
Oh, but this is dangerous. There's almost 10 seconds left on the clock. 10% for each player. Oh! Dive bomb not enough. The chip does not need to happen as the down one is going to connect. KOMBAT gets caught out, and that was a nail-biting first round. KOMBAT didn't find any real huge substantial openings, but one piece at a time. Another grab, okay.
And that's a repositioning there, the reverse grab. Remember, only Shang Tsung's forward throw gives him health back at the cost of 2% less damage.
It's a big one to take. Oh, the core overload, but immediately turned off. Super kick through.
Oh, he goes for the optimal stuff. Big damage comes from super kick into Ermac lift. For the down 3 out in the air once more. Not too much of a trade-off for George. Doesn't matter that he whiffs because it recovers deceivingly quickly. KOMBAT did try and punish it though. Oh, underneath the straight skull. Tries to disrespect. Nice confirm. George, the combo master. He's ready for those tight
the jump kick into the Ermac lift though. Bar spent. And the Reptile Slide. Just a thing. And there we go. Hit confirm. And there we go. Wait, no. Actually does very little damage.
Yeah, you've got to amp it to get the extra damage, but he's going to go for the Reptile Slide anyway. Noticing the last breath is gone, so should be a guaranteed win all the same. What a crazy match this has been.
It is not the matchup I expected to see. I definitely thought we were going to be seeing that Gyros. I mean, we may still, it's only game 1, but still. KOMBAT. Okay, catches the dive bomb. Oh, okay. No, these skulls are going to add up. The mix-up. The back one slide. Oh, no. Whiffs completely.
One of the issues Frost does have with some of those pokes is that they have amazing range, but they are a little bit slower than other characters.
Oh,
the lift.
Yeah.
Active frames, mate.
Haven't seen that one since 2012. Oh, there's the big boot.
There's a low. Down 3 out in the air once more. Overload.
I love that decision from Hey George. When he knows you're going to break away, he opts to go into the core overload instead. Real good micromanagement at the time.
Oh my god, the knowledge! KOMBAT with the short hop to make it whip. Almost got the punish, but at this stage, that's just a message being sent. We are going to see a confirm. KOMBAT hasn't got any defensive bars, so he has got to hold it. Here comes core overload again. And the read going straight through the projectile. It's still active, but the Reptile Slide, max range, which triggers the crushing blow.
Oh, the Frost not going to be needed though. Back one Reptile. Oh, KOMBAT, he's making me nostalgic, dude. Haven't seen these animations in so long.
But the back one mix-up from Shang Tsung, that back one leads to an overhead, which if you're blocking low or crushing blow. Now, Reptile Slide. Reptile Slide and back one too, I believe the string is.
Yeah, that's it right there. The overhead is safe and he's still crushing blow.
The overhead and low, they connect on a very similar frame. It's just the animations are drastically different. But as you can see, that mix will still hit people. It's just not in Shang Tsung's favor as the low is crazy unsafe.
This has been a big change though for KOMBAT. This style he's playing is really kind of throwing Hey George off. Hey George has really been thriving on neutral control, constant anti-airs, but that Shang Tsung jump kick genuinely so hard to anti-air. Even for a button like Frost down 3, we're seeing it get hit out almost as many times as it's worked. It's much less reliable in this matchup. Oh, Max range. Oh, and Kombat's moving. That's going to be a full combo.
He must have been expecting that string to end where it was, but Reptile Slide, not full screen this time, so it's not going to quite hit the crushing blow. Instant dive bomb. Get me out of here. The 1-1-2. And, oh, again, a consistent problem for George. He's trying so hard to anti-air, and it's not working out. I do fear that, because we can see Kombat's confirming into lift every time. He's got those reactions.
But sometimes he's not. Sometimes the kick is hitting so late. I almost wonder if Kombat's expecting it to beat out the anti-air by itself. The Ermac lift is very easy to confirm off the jump kick. But again, another one. Hey, George. Knowing that Kombat's likely to go for the breakaway. Oh, the whip punish!
I love that read. He knows he's going to stick it out, and he wants to maintain corner positioning. But that's a full combo now from Hey, George. Oh, misses it.
No big punish, though, from Kombat. Super kick pressure. Just keeping it safe. Okay, now this is that sweet spot. Oh, anti-air! Ermac lift again coming through.
This really is an MK9 match, isn't it? Just don't jump in. The active frames of lift is insane. He goes for it again. But the whip punish, counter hit, launch incoming. Hey, George.
No! Not close enough. Oh, expected to be a little bit closer to the corner to get the full combo, but a little bit too far out. Oh, big hit, the 1-1.
It gets tagged by the 1-1. Going in for the low into overhead. There's a low that comes there, but a lot of players enforce the overhead just to try and enforce something a little bit more confirmable, I suppose. Here comes that straight skull. George, not out of dodge just yet, enforcing the mid pressure.
Both players have that fatal blow. This is the most dangerous to the preemptive.
Oh no!
Hey, George, he must have gone for a fatal blow of his own, but didn't get it. He just got a block and reblock. Just missed it, unfortunately. Oh, and the preemptive uppercut.
Wow!
There it is, Hey, George.
That's
Throws out.
For me, that's the kind of, I mean, that's a no pun intended. My man totally froze up right there. He was looking for the fatal blow. I almost feel like Kombat was prepared to be in a bad situation after his fatal blow was blocked, and there was that really awkward pause, and then just out of nowhere. But now there's a game that's gone down. I don't feel like Kombat is going to be willing to stick with Shang Tsung all the way. We very well might see a change to Eternal now.
It is quite uncommon to see Kombat stay with his character after a loss, because not only does he play so many characters, he plays multiple variations per them as well. But Johnny Cage really is one of his premier characters. Of course, outtake Johnny Cage being talk of the town right now. He does get the safe reversal uppercut. He does get amazing projectiles. But is it the pick right here? He's going to go for it, Johnny Cage.
KOMBAT had the most successful Johnny Cage on launch before Showstopper was the way it was, before outtake even existed. But now you take Johnny Cage, who is a way more souped up version of what he used to be.
But here's where it's scary. KOMBAT would pick Johnny Cage against characters that would have to hold the force ball pressure, and against the ones that it whipped, he just wouldn't bother. Outtake doesn't play around that, so it doesn't matter.
But those arcing force ball.
Oh my goodness.
Some of the best projectiles in the game, but already coming out with the crazy stuff. And we're going to enforce some pressure. Another punish, and no breakaway for KOMBAT, so this is going to be quite a lot of damage now. Spinning another bar.
Oh, I like that. Going for the 1-2 just to keep him close range. Decent damage what it is too. Trying to dive bomb through the fireballs, but doesn't have the space. Big jump kick, but nothing from KOMBAT to make the most of it, the plus frames. And here we go, just resetting that distance. At a range that Frost normally has a few options, all of a sudden, not so much with outtake.
Going in for the down one, just in case. That's going to be a lot of patience there for KOMBAT. He gets clipped! Wait a minute, now fatal blow just became extremely dangerous indeed. We can't see projectiles from KOMBAT anymore. He's enforcing some more of those mids. George looking to just pull the trigger on fatal blow, but the dashing grab. KOMBAT is so worried about the fatal blow. He's not looking for grabs.
Oh. No, I mean, you actually can't react to the fireballs. You have to preemptively. They recover so fast. Oh, just lets it go! KOMBAT, a big risk to take.
I can only assume maybe he didn't get the cancel there. I mean, that's all I can assume.
Or maybe he was expecting George to press the button in between.
Maybe. I mean, that's a hard call to make.
Oh, that's why he's in the top 8.
Oh, no chase down. Still looking to stick it out to KOMBAT. Wants to stay just outside of that effective range for Frost. Down 3. He's doing the turn back. Some more mids coming out. Oh, underneath. A confirm. Breakaways forced. KOMBAT finding himself without resources pretty much the whole time. That's a corner launch now. George going to get some extra damage now. Knocked down thanks to the spin. Here's the overload. And a catch. Knocked down. And the clock is ticking. Oh. Oh. So many buttons.
This is dangerous for KOMBAT. I mean, this is the sweet spot. This is a perfect range for Arctic Anarchy to get that corner pressure. But there's the cancel. Big launch coming out here.
A nice little bit of optimization too. Ending things in the nut punch restand. And just like that, KOMBAT brought himself back into it. Has to watch out for those projectiles now, especially with the
right now is no longer an option.
He's looking for it. Being careful. George has the life lead. He knows he doesn't have to overextend. The drill. Any chip will do. At this point, it's a dive bomb, risking absolute suicide there. Ending the string. The cancel for KOMBAT. He's not going to have that for quite a while. Goes for the arc, and the dive bomb Hey George, 1 game away, Mustard. KOMBAT having a real hard time finding that kind of neutral flow.
Well, it was almost every single force ball he would throw would be at a range that Hey George would just get underneath it. It just wasn't working out, but now, okay, is this when we see him go to the eternal
He's
Geras?
looking at Infinite Warden though as well,
Maybe.
so maybe he was going to change variation. I mean, Geras is one of the only characters in the game that has the luxury of 3 excellent variations.
But this is where it gets really dangerous. KOMBAT is known for playing a lot of characters, a lot of variations even for those characters, but to now be in a situation where you have 1 game left to go with, when you play as many characters as he does, what do you go with? This is a make or break decision.
Oh, and he's actually going to go to... Surely
Wait,
not.
what?
Surely not. I mean, to be fair, Bullock versus Frost, maybe that's going to be the sustainability. There is command grab thanks to Ascension as well, but this is quite a risk. Yeah, maybe just thinking about it. Back to Cage. He's thinking long and hard. But I mean, he has so many characters. He has to make sure that he's picking the right one. In this case, it's going to be Geras. We'll see if it pays off.
I didn't see the variation. I think we know he used to play a lot of Infinite Warden, has been playing Eternal all weekend. So he has been using Variation 3, but we know he played a lot of Infinite Warden before. I imagine it's Eternal. Oh, Infinite Warden. He's going back for it.
I almost feel like the Infinite Warden pick is both the counter zoning of the trap, but also the fact that, I mean, this guy just hits like a truck with Infinite Warden. If you get that good read on Hey George, you open him up that one time, the reward of damage is fantastic. And there's the whiff punish. Speaking of which, he has to use the breakaway. Otherwise, yeah, massive damage. That's Infinite Warden in a nutshell. And the offense, it's not very complicated. It's a very, very play from the heart. Just play, but the combo drop.
This is where I think we might have issues. So KOMBAT used to play a lot of Infinite Warden, has been playing Eternal. There's the nice, the short hop, the reactionary stuff. But Infinite Warden, obviously, we're having the bed of spikes. They are not combos that KOMBAT has had to do for a long time, I imagine. So we're definitely not seeing the same level of consistency that we used to see.
Overload. KOMBAT has to be really careful. The down 3, sitting Eternities. Fortunate to squeeze in that down 1 because once more that overload creates some big problems. George had some pretty decent tech against Deoxys earlier today. They're absolutely shredding you with like, what, 60% plus setups?
So the core overload, if you get thrown or throw your opponent, will turn itself off before it explodes. But if you throw them like literally right at the last moment, then it can still freeze them. We actually saw that in tournament earlier. It's very hard to do that. But the timing was there for Hey George. Absolute master of it.
Big whiff though.
Okay.
Full combo from George. And he's going to get the grounded optimization. And he's back at his magic range. The early jump 3, trying to beat the anti-air but not working out. But no button was pressed, so no counter hit, so no crushing blow.
Okay, failed. This is a good round for KOMBAT. He's managing to fight his way out of this corner. That sweet spot is no longer there for Frost. There's the back 1, the challenge. Hey George keeping himself safe, amplifying the Auger. Instant dive bomb, trying to get it, and there we go. The meaty connects. Big damage coming through. No breakaway this time.
Optimization, ladies and gentlemen. He gets the grab, reverse. Yeah, trying to be nice and unpredictable. The forward throw would have been so predicted there. And fatal blow, no punish. A bit too far away.
I think Frost maybe could have done a forward 2, I'm not sure, but or something.
Oh no!
It would have been tough regardless. Fatal blow not there though, so hasn't got the ability to close this out anymore.
It came back half a second too late. The short hop tries to fatal blow the last minute, doesn't work out, and just like that, Mustard Hey George is on match point, on the verge of eliminating KOMBAT in this top 8 here at ECT.
This would be such a good result, and just one more big name to add to the pile that George has taken down on his way through this tournament. Not out yet, but match point is huge. Okay, down for Sand Trap, it's going to work.
Oh, crushing blow! Thanks to the missed Sand Traps before it. That was a crushing blow that was adjusted a few patches ago.
No, we're punished with the button, but he's going to take the fact that he's blocking to grab him. And there we go, the Oki. What's the mix? Oh, does nothing. Okay, walks into the back 1, the mid. So fast.
Goes in for the low. No answer there from KOMBAT. The clock is ticking once more. And now, going to catch the knockdown. George, he's still in this fight. The fatal blow is what I'm really keeping an eye on. Frost can make some crazy comebacks with just the unexpected damage.
That could have been it. Immediate breakaway, no messing around. The down 1 challenge on the plus frames, that could have been huge. This is fatal blow death. If George gets any hit, it's going to be fatal blow.
And he knows that he's looking for it, which is why KOMBAT's not going to challenge, but this might be it.
Oh, no, nothing. KOMBAT, he didn't get the fatal blow.
Oh, no!
Get the fatal blow, but George is not going to miss that one. KOMBAT made the mistake, and George did not return the favor, and that's going to be a commanding win. Hey, George, with that Variation 3 Frost again showing so much why this character is so strong in the hands of a player like that. Hey, George, what a performance.
The amount of names that Hey George has been able to tick off his list throughout the course of the day with just Frost is absolutely out of this world. And even getting top 8, this guy couldn't even believe how far he'd got. He said to me earlier today, I just wanted to get out of pools, man. That's what I was eyeing up. I just wanted to do out of pools. I'll be happy with that, and whatever happens, happens. And sometimes when you go into a tournament with that mindset and it's, hey, I'll try and get past the first stage and I'll just have some fun, you can really outdo yourself. And that's exactly what George is doing.
He definitely
today.
has not been playing like a man under any form of pressure, right? Like, and this is a big deal. Like, we are late into the pro competition this year, right? Like, we are at a point where these points that you get at the end, it's make or break if you haven't got many. And George definitely didn't have much going into this. But look at the progress. Winners finals, SONICFOX versus Dragon once more. Is that a surprise to any of us? But BURRITO Voorhees versus NINJAKILLA and Splash versus Hey George. We have some juicy games coming up in what's left of this top 8.
There's a lot of character variety that exists in this top 8 that's left too. And we're at a point in Mortal Kombat where I strongly think that the balance is kind of, we're in a stage of the game where technically the lowest tiered characters are still totally viable. You know, you look at characters in like tier lists that are created by players and content creators, all kinds of stuff like that. I think we're noticing a trend where it's not like E tier, right? Every character in the game seems to be totally capable in that first setting.
I actually think this might be another tournament of the year that we actually have seen like every single character in the game used. I don't know if that's 100% true, but
especially now thanks to the patch.
Normally the characters that we would kind of see not really get picked, we've seen picked this weekend. I tell you what, we're going to go to a break for a second. While we're in the break, I'm